Everybody, you're not going to be allowed to unmute yourself. I'm sorry, but we're going to get started. And Doug, I'm sorry you got to leave, man, but I promise you it's going to be a great one when you get back. It's super boring. Get yourself like 5 coffees. SEO really isn't a lot of fun, guys, so I apologize ahead of time. I'm going to make this as fun as possible, but the truth is that when you're doing SEO, the best you can do. Oh, why can't I resize this today? All right, come on. There I go. Okay. The best I could do is just, bring in my personality in and having as much fun as possible. I'm gonna take the pink earbuds out, get rid of those, and we're gonna get started. So if you've gotten to these calls before, I start with 2 things. I start with a comic and I start with some motivation. So today your motivation is going to be, yes, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. I have to remind myself of this every morning because I'm doing everything the organic way right now. I'm not paying for any advertisements on the project that I'm working on. I'm literally just building this up. I'm waking up every morning and I'm grinding. And it's tough. It's soul crushing because you wake up and you're like, "Ooh, did I sell anything last night while I was sleeping?" And you're like, "Nope. Why do I keep doing this? Why am I spending 6 hours a day doing this?" But the truth is, we're not trying to work for today. We're working for 6 months down the line, and that's kind of how search engine optimization works. And there are 2 types of people in this world: me and everyone else who isn't me. Just the same way as there's 2 types of SEO in this world. It's either on your page or off your page. So there's another joke, and I realized as I was saying it that I don't think half of us would get it. So I'm sorry. For the people who don't get it, the joke was there's 2 types of people, or there's 10 types of people in this world. The people who understand binary and the people who don't. So that's a joke for all of my friends who understand binary code. I swear to you, this isn't me. I never bring my laptop to bed. It's always my phone. Hold that thought, honey. I need to check my website rankings. All right, sorry. Let me go ahead. I got chat pulled up. Let me make sure I have my participants pulled up. There we go. Now we're cooking. I could just put that right over my face. I don't need to see myself. Here we go. So on-page SEO, we talked a little bit about the SEO terms, but really on-page SEO is what's going to be in your control completely. So this, you can control who sees it, what they see, how it's portrayed on your search engines, all of that information. So if we were doing on-page SEO, number 1, the most important thing to do is make sure that all of your pages have a coherent meta title. Because if not, they're going to use the title for the page itself, which is going to come out something like this. For eBay, it's electronics, cars, fashion, collectibles, and more, eBay. But if you make the meta title eBay, it will only show up eBay when you're doing the listing. So like I did self-driving cars, which means the title of this page for the meta description is self-driving cars, Union of Concerned Scientists. So it's important that you make sure your meta titles make sense, because this is, number 1, this is how search engines are going to read information about that page. But number 2, it's how they're going to then give it back to the end user and your potential clients. So take the time, look at your titles, make sure they make sense. So going in, I did not open this one ahead of time, but really important pieces. This is like an H1 tag right here, self-driving cars explained. This is going to be your long tail keyword that you're going to be focusing on heavily throughout the post, throughout the page. And then how do self-driving cars work? Another good long tail keyword. And what do they mean for the future? That is not a good one because it's using pronouns they. So inside this, you're going to see a lot of self-driving vehicles, driverless cars, autonomous sensors. This is all short keywords through keyword research and long tail keywords as well. So what they're doing is they've built out a great blog post that's going to explain what they are, how they work. And I didn't go into this beforehand, so I'm really excited because it does get my point across. And I should go through there's a tool that will show you how many times a keyword's used inside of a page. And I will do that afterwards, and I will post that along with the video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it should already be in the description. So it is important that you use the title information and your H1 tags correctly, because that is going to be how the search engines recognize what a page is all about. So if your title of the page for this page were not self-driving cars, but rather, let's just say how to make the perfect margarita. And so it's how to make the perfect margarita, self-driving cars explained. Doesn't make much sense. So it's a little bit of cohesion, and it just kind of flows through. And then inside the article, in the paragraph text, they use all those keywords that they used, or they went through the keyword research for. So in the last video, I showed you how to go to Google's keyword research tool and find these keywords. That's going to help you rank on page. So when you're writing out these articles, you want to look for the proper wording. So autonomous vehicles would probably be a very specific keyword for this space. Partially autonomous vehicles would be a longer keyword, so a longer tail. Cars and trucks with varying amounts of self-automation, so self-automation, keyword. So all of this is designed to provide rich content to the user, and then keyword-rich content to the search engine. So that way, when people look for self-driving cars, like I did, this is the first one that shows up. We're going to go to 14 pages back. I think we're going to go even further. That's the farthest it goes. We're going to go to the last one. So the biggest difference, and I can guarantee you, because this doesn't look like it's a very bad, this is actually using an anchor tag instead of an H1 tag. So that could probably be improved, because this is going back to their website. So this is just an actual blog. Oh, wow, okay. There's still keywords, self-driving cars, probably not nearly as dense in keywords, probably doesn't go into as good of long tail keywords, self-driving trucks. So they probably just wrote an article about this because they're excited about it, but they didn't write it for attention. So like self-driving cars came up again. That's why this one came up. But the other one was so much more rich and had good content and had more than just the one keyword or long tail keyword. So when you're writing these things, the better your content is, the higher it's going to get rated, or ranked rather. So you have to do your research before you start writing. You can't just go stream of consciousness. Man, I really love clowns. I'm going to write all about circus clowns and how their face paint scares me. Not a true story. That's my wife, I swear. Okay, so let's go to it. I told you a little bit about on page for your own website. So title, H1, keyword research, making sure you have good keywords that you're doing. This isn't just, you don't just go in. A good blog post has some inspiration from what you're passionate about. A great blog post takes that inspiration and makes sure that it's going to be seen by search engines. So doing the research beforehand, before you start writing, and knowing how you're going to incorporate those words and good, rich content that will make people stay on the site longer and want to come through to that site and then share that information. That's how you're going to get the second part, the off page. We'll talk about in more depth. But let's talk a little bit about products, because we had a really good conversation today before the call. And for anybody who's new to these calls, I do like to get on the calls a little bit early. And I love to be on here talking to you about anything. And today, the question of, does SEO make sense for a Shopify store, like a general store? And my best answer to this, and I didn't want to give it away, so I did a little bit longer. Go to eBay. I'm going to electronics. Let's just go to laptops and netbooks. And you know what? We're just going to type in laptop. See if that gives us anything. These are all sponsored, so that's how they came up. How did this one come up first? And with 3,000 sold, it's top rated. Why is it top rated? How did it get there without advertising? So did it advertise? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it's funny that it's top rated plus with one product. So it's probably still, or one review. So why would only one person out of 3,089 review that? That seems a little bit fishy to me. There, this is the first one without anything crazy on it. So it's an authorized Dell dealer. This isn't Dell, this isn't the company. So we click on this. How did this show up? They do the same thing. eBay is a search engine. So there's keyword-rich information inside the product description. That's how it shows up. So even if you don't think that, oh, SEO is not important because I'm on a Shopify store. I'm sorry. When you're advertising, it doesn't feel important because you're getting money from your advertising and everything's great until it's not. And that's when people really start to run into problems and they're like, oh my goodness, why did I only make $70 today? I've been advertising $400 a day for the last month and I've been making $1,000 every day. And today I only made 70. What happened? Well, your advertising stopped working for some reason or another. But if you were doing SEO the whole time, you would have been building momentum and it would have been going up, 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 and everything would have been okay. So you have to take into consideration that SEO, along with advertising, is much stronger than just advertising. And it's really a safety net. And so Florin said he never thought about using SEO on product description on eBay, but it is everywhere. eBay is one of the largest search engines in the world. It just happens to be a search engine for you to find stuff to buy in an auction. That's all it is. It is a search engine, and they make money off of commissions when they sell something on auction. So this has a very rich description, and they paid to have this. This isn't something you get right away. You have to pay to have this, or you have to be some kind of verified seller. I haven't done SEO on eBay in a while. And I had really long pages. I don't remember how much I paid because I had like 100 plus products on here. And Doug has a point. He says, use your SEO and title and description on all your listings and you will do better. And that is not just for eBay. That's not just for Amazon. That's for every single product on every single platform because it's important. Some people may not think it is because, well, you know what? I'm going to just advertise. You want to have a life outside of advertising. Advertising should only account for 50% of an established store's revenues. And if you do it backwards and you start with all search engine optimized content that builds up your sales, it'll be a lot easier to stomach those days where the advertising just isn't there for you. But if you wanted a little help on eBay SEO, shoot me a message during the day. You can find me on Facebook, Joe Humanick. You can find me on Instagram @manic_marketer. I will answer questions about SEO when it comes to eBay listings, Amazon listings. We'll have a conversation about keyword research, whatever you want to do. Put it into action. I trust you. Trust me. I know this works because I use it. You will see the results. All it takes is knowing that this is a relevant result to the search query in regards to that search engine. That's it. That's all there is to it. Amazon. So, best sellers. We're going to go to the best sellers in camera. We're going to go to WiseCam. Number one, we're going to talk about this title. WiseCam 1080p HD indoor wireless smart home camera with night vision, two-way audio, works with Alexa and the Google Assistant, one pack white. Other than this right here, this is very, very descriptive about what the product does. On Amazon, you write technical SEO for your title. On your website, you'd probably put WiseCam and make up a name for that version of it. The WiseCam Ultra HD. And then you'd put underneath it 1080p HD indoor wireless smart home camera with night vision, features two-way audio and works with Alexa and Google Assistant, so you can arm it from wherever, whatever. So Amazon's a little bit different, and it's technical SEO inside of your title, and then you really do a lot more technical SEO inside of your listing, because Amazon is the largest when it comes to this kind of SEO, and it really is just a site all about keywords. So this doesn't even have to read good. Like, nobody would come up to me and say, hey man, do you want a Wisecam 1080p HD indoor wireless smart home camera with night vision, two-way audio, works with Alexa and Google Assistant, one pack white WYZEC2? There's no periods there. You're not supposed to stop breathing. That's a sentence. It's not a product. So that's the difference with Amazon. But truly, if you look at this, and why it's better is you go in and there's actually a rich product description with a video with, and I bet you this has some kind of alt text. Let's play with it a little bit. Image source. This one actually doesn't have alt text. That's okay. I don't mind being wrong on live calls. But it gives you, and it goes back to those points, and that's a header right there, and it tells you about what that header's all about. Works with Alexa, another header, more information about the company, about the people, about the product. You can't get away from a good product description on Amazon. That's how you get ranked on Amazon. It isn't just about getting lucky and finding what's selling and jumping onto a listing and hoping for the best. It's about creating your own product and being able to use SEO to your advantage. And then you're going to have to advertise on Amazon. There's no getting around it. It's just such a large marketplace that if you don't advertise, even if you have the best SEO in the world, you're going to struggle unless you're jumping on other listings, which is another way of making money. And I think what I'll do is I'll have a little side group of videos that will show you ways to make money that are outside of all this if you're looking for some kind of side hustle. But right now we're going to focus on this. So that's a really good listing. Let's just go to webcam. And I'm going to go to page like 44. Holy crap. Let's go to page 44, guys and gals. Hopefully that's page 44. There, 331. All right, ignoring the sponsored on the top and the bottom, let's just go to this random one. As you can tell, the technical aspect of it is pretty good. There is some product description right there with some more technical aspects, but that's their actual product description right there. And you could tell from that first page why that Wise one is on the first page compared to why this one's on page 44. And it all has to do with the product description. And if you think that this is going to be enough to get your product sold on Amazon, you're fooling yourself. You need to be descriptive. You need to be a salesperson. You can't just throw stuff up online anymore and expect to be the number one. You have to get into their emotions and just jump in, go for the throat, be aggressive about it, but make it something that they're not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna walk away from that. Yeah, so we had someone, Salman said, I'm doing Amazon FBA. It's not that hard to sell with wholesale retail arbitrage, but the difference between doing wholesale retail arbitrage and being your own brand on Amazon is significant. So if you wanted to do retail arbitrage, that's actually really simple. You're just jumping on listings and going after, number one, quality. So people go after Prime before they go after something else. And number two, quantity, as many listings as possible. Sorry, I got really excited about Amazon because I've done that in the past, and that's something I generated about $10,000 worth of sales in 1 week, and I was just floored at how quickly it took off. I didn't like the business model because you don't own your own business at that point. It was very scary because I had some people return, and I'm like, oh crap, the second that return hits me, it's a negative mark on my record, and like, oh my goodness. It's very difficult to be a good seller on Amazon for a long period of time. All right, so I love these guys at Highgoshop, not because of knowing them. I've worked with the people here before. I've talked to them because of what they do. Their products, the titles are simple. Just like I told you, it's not an Amazon title. It's not an eBay title. They're hand warmers. Tell me about it. Freezing hands in the winter. Someone might search, why are my hands freezing in the winter? Or freezing hands in the winter. That's a long tail keyword right there. They look at what people would search, and they go after those searches that have 1 to 1,000 searches a month. Who cares? I'd rather get between 1 and 1,000 people than 0, because if you go after the 100,000 to 1 million, you might just get 0. It's okay to start at the really low volume, long tail keywords, because if you rank for them, people are still searching for them, and they will buy from your website based on you showing up first on Google. Because I'm sure, and there is a raise hand button here, if anyone wants to raise their hand and admit that they've bought from Google on that first non-sponsored posting, then go ahead and raise your hand, because I have. We've all done it at some point or another, or you've never bought online. I mean, those two things can happen. But we don't always look for, we don't always look for ads. Sometimes we skip them because we are conditioned that ads are no good. They're probably just trying to sell me something and I'm going to get screwed. But that first person on Google worked so darn hard to get up there. They're legit. They've been around forever. Not necessarily. They could have been around for 6 weeks and just have a really good SEO. And then this is a shop. I had no idea about the shop before. All I did for the search was kitchen and Shopify. They're the first non-Shopify on the list. So real quick, you want to find Shopify stores in your niche and spy on them, and you're like, oh my goodness, Facebook's ads are so much more difficult to look and find, and I don't know how to find anybody. There you go. Type in your niche plus Shopify. This is a Shopify store. So they have to be doing something really well to show up kitchen and Shopify as the long tail keyword. So the only reason it showed up is because it's kitchen and powered by Shopify. Oops, didn't mean to click that. So, so we had talked about this before the call. Again, I didn't want to ruin the call for you. I wanted you to hang out with me. This was very, very selfish. I'm glad you stuck around. Yes, it works. And yes, it works well. And look at that. Trust, 1-800 number, boom. I talk about that all the time. A decent looking logo. 2 colors in the website, blue and red with a white background. Oh, it's like they're after my heart. I love this store. I just found it. That Architect Baller, red. It's not a meatball maker. It's an Architect Baller. And then takes the mess out of making meatballs. Making meatballs is a keyword. Perfect 2-inch meatballs is a keyword. So don't disregard the keyword research on your Shopify store because you're a general store or you're a niche store. Do it for every single product. You will thank yourself later. You won't thank me. You're going to be like, Joe, I hate you. Why'd you make me do this? This is boring. I'm not having fun. It's a job. Sometimes it's not fun, but it's rewarding. So I can handle that. My shoulders are big enough. You can hate me all you want for having to do SEO. So off page. Off-page SEO, everything that we do to gain attention to our website, which is not posted on our website. So linking is going to be the biggest one, and that's the only one that we're going to talk about, because coming back to it, there's really only one type of off-page SEO, and that's linking back to your page. Because if it doesn't link back to your page, it's not SEO for your page. Now, there's different types of links. There's different ways to do the links. There's different ways, like I told you, anchor text that you can use. We can talk about domain authority. I will create an entire module for offsite SEO, which will go through all of these in such excruciating detail, you will probably want to cry. We're going to talk about link building and some of the more popular ways of doing it. So number one, if you have a YouTube channel and you don't do this in your videos, buy my slime, That's a link to her Etsy store, link building to her Etsy store, not just Etsy, her Etsy store, link building to her other vlog channel, link building to her Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. If she had her own website, boom, link to my website, backlink, high domain authority website. Even if they have no follow on, it's okay. It's high domain authority. You're fine. They're affiliate stuff, but YouTube is a great opportunity, and it's one of those platforms. Again, you will have to use SEO, and I will have your, I promise you, I will have a YouTube SEO module, but that's another time, another place. So technically, a lot of stuff she's doing on here is on page for YouTube and off page for other stuff. So make sure that you're constantly, if you own something, a domain or a profile or something outside of your own website, link it back to your website. It's the cheapest, easiest, and most reliable way to get a backlink. Reddit. Right there. This is the top 10 weight loss pills of 2019. Somebody went in, created a blog post about the top 10 weight loss pills in 2019, didn't keep it up into 2020. That's sad. But that's a backlink for them. So it goes twofold. Number one, it could be, it could be someone's reading this and wants the answer now. So it's completely active. They're there like, yes, I need it. And it could be number two, Google, Yahoo, Bing, they see this and like, hey, whoa, somebody says that this is a useful link. That's probably a good thing. So there was a question in chat about, can you do SEO on Instagram as well? You can only use your website bio link. Yeah, Instagram's a little bit tough. That's one of those things that once you get to 10,000 followers, sorry, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head sometimes. You could do swipe up in your story, and then you could start driving traffic that way to specific pages. But it's one of those, Instagram's really not designed for link building. It's designed for traffic. But what you can do is you have your link in the bio most of the time. It's a no follow link, but it does generate it is offsite. It's an offsite SEO tactic. What you're doing is you're generating interest enough for them to click to your bio to go to your link. While it's not going to be something that builds up your trust with Google, Yahoo, Bing as much, it's still, as weird as it sounds, it's still a search engine because it's going to be driving traffic. So hopefully that answers that. I could be really long-winded about these things, so I apologize. And then I'm actually going to give this resource as a part of, I'll put this in a link on the YouTube video, but this is 54 guest posting sites for more organic traffic. Go out there and guest post. You spent all that time doing your research on keywords. You spent all that time writing your blog, building your content, and you're just gonna let it sit there and hope that people show up? No, go out there, push it out to the world. Get criticism, get over it. Some people would say, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I'm stupider for having read that blog. And you know what you're gonna say? Boo-hoo, somebody went to my website because of your comment anyways. You'll get over it. I got over it. There are things, I don't feel comfortable being in front of a camera, but I still put my stuff on YouTube. You have to remember, you're not just doing this for you today. You're doing this for you in 6 months and a year. And it's going to be okay when you get some criticism, because people will criticize you for no reason whatsoever, just because they're angry. So don't let that stop you from putting out your content. And if you're a terrible writer, it's okay. You only get better with practice. Put out a blog. Listen to the criticism. If you're hearing, hey, look, dude, your writing style is really weak, and here's what you need to do, and you hear that a couple of times, it's probably good criticism. But if you hear someone say, that's stupid, they're probably just, they just wanted to upset somebody. So just take everything with a grain of salt, and if you hear something repetitive, there's a chance that it might be true, and it's time to work on that, and that's okay. Just don't be your own worst critic. Get out of your own way. Just go and do. And you'll be surprised at how well you perform. And so guest posting, while I'll say don't, and they even say don't disregard a low domain authority website over nothing. And if you go to Neil Patel's blog, he actually has a case study where he did this with like 180 different companies. And he did 4 groups. And, the one that did the low domain authority with do follow on, they still got better results than doing nothing. And they still got better results than the no follow blog comment for them. So, Doug, take care, man. Thanks for joining. But guys, just go out there and go out there and post, get everything you can, put it together, and then just get it out there. And if it's bad, don't worry so much about it. This isn't a one and done thing where you have to put your best foot forward the first time and you're done. You can do this over and over and over again, and you're going to reinvent yourself. I've made so many mistakes. I've reinvented myself so many times. I learned from all my mistakes. Just don't make the same mistake twice. So get out there, do your guest posts. If you're not sure if a website has good domain, you can go to the Alexa.com or Outbrain.com for advertising, Huffington Post for advertising. This has the global rankings, by the way, from Alexa. So you can go through this list. You can submit these things. Some of these are free. I think some of them you have to pay for. But just get out there and do it. And then lastly, Pinterest. Nobody's stopping you from going on Pinterest and creating a pin like 6 foods to fight inflammation and make you lose weight. Do it. You might only get 0 views, 1 view. It's 1 extra view. And eventually you're going to get that piece of content that resonates with people, and it goes and you're like, holy crap, that's awesome. And all of a sudden you went from having nobody come to your website to having a bunch of people come to your website because they share it. It's all about virality, and you can't, you can put a formula to virality, but you really can't guess when something's going to be viral. It's a numbers game. To anybody who doesn't know, there are 2 men that I have a little man crush on. It's Dwayne Johnson and Gary Vaynerchuk, for different reasons. I want to look like Dwayne Johnson. I want to have the personality of Gary Vaynerchuk, because that man is just, he puts it out there as it is. But Gary Vaynerchuk says, go out there, put out the content, do 20, 30, 40 things a day. How many of us are actually going out and putting out that much content? How many of you are going to 54 different websites and doing guest posts? We put up 1 post or 1 new product on our Shopify store. It's not easy, guys. It's not. And I know you're gonna be like, well, I have a job and I have a full-time. Yeah, I know. I get it. I was there. I was doing 16, 18, 20-hour days at one point. Now I'm doing 16, 18, or 20-hour days from home. But you could do it. Just don't tell yourself you can't. You could do this. So with that, I'm going to end these 2, because if I talk any more about on and off page SEO, I think I might cry. And I'm going to answer any questions that you have today. It's a much shorter call today, because if I could have done way more, but it would have been, it would have been rough. And so Jeannie said that she was following Flavor God when he was filling up envelopes and mailing himself, and he does several videos a day. It's not hard to put out raw content. You get out there and you just start filming. Yeah, it's going to look great. No, it's not professional studio quality, and that's okay. Like, I put out this. My camera is okay. I like it, but it's not a studio quality camera. I'm going to put this out. I had another video I was trying to make today, but unfortunately some other great things got in the way. I'm trying to put out a video or 2 a day to YouTube. I'm also trying to promote my content, build all of my training videos. I'm trying to get to a new audience. I'm still selling stuff. I'm going out there and I'm having conversations. I still go to the gym with my father. Like, I make time to do these things. And one of the things that you're going to find is that when you get good at this, it takes less time, which means you can do more. It doesn't mean that you have more time to relax. It means you can do more with the time that you have. You would be amazed at how efficient you can get once you start getting efficient. Videos that used to take me an hour to edit take me 5 minutes. I got on a call with somebody last night and they said, hey, I need a quick turnaround on an ad video. I had it done in an hour and a half with zero information from the jump. So like, and that was them giving me info, getting things done. It used to take me a full day. Sit down, think about the ad, think about the wording, think about everything. Now I do it in an hour and a half. And I'm sure that if I keep doing it, it'll be done in an hour, then 45 minutes, then 30 minutes. So, just keep practicing your craft, develop better habits, get more efficient. If you just joined, if you have any questions, now's the time. I'm gonna be around for like another 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how many questions we have. I'll answer anything. Doesn't have to be about e-commerce, but hopefully you keep it on topic. This part typically goes on YouTube, but doesn't have to. I'm gonna drink because holy moly. I spoke quickly. So when you're rewatching this on YouTube to actually catch anything, just put it down to half speed. Perfect. My parents were debating when I was growing up if I should be an auctioneer, a lawyer, or a politician. I talked fast. I always had to be right. And I didn't mind stretching the truth to get my way. So there's your little joke for me today. That's the truth. That really, really we're fighting. They said, hey, you should try being a lawyer. You should try being a politician. I said, Mom and Dad, I don't know about that. They make a living out of lying. And if anyone is into politics, not every politician's bad. That was just, 10-year-old me. And I grew up in the Clinton era. So if anyone remembers that was interesting. Can you guys tell that the heat got kicked back in? I'm getting all red again. It's not because I'm all embarrassed to be on camera either. It's like 80 degrees in here. Sure beats last weekend when it was 50. Guys, if you have questions, put them in chat. Keep me here. Don't let me go. I don't want to go. I can't make up my own questions. I'm not that creative. I make up the videos, guys. Oh, perfect opportunity. If you aren't already a part of it, I listened to what everyone was saying. I have everything now in a centralized group on Facebook. I do have everything on a centralized group in Facebook, and I'm going to be posting when we go live. I'll be posting some of the videos. Perfect. Two things. Big Boss will be mad at me if I'm here too late. Don't worry, our movie's not till 9:35. Sorry, I'm in centralized group. I'm half braining today. So do you think we can post a product from a funnel on Pinterest is a question that was asked. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, most of the products, everything you see on Pinterest probably leads back to someone selling something. So what you would want to do is your funnel should start on Pinterest as a informational piece. So like 6 foods to fight inflammation. When you go to artofsomething.com, 10 anti-aging foods to support your 40s and beyond. And what? Barron Trump's IQ will make you shiver. That doesn't make any sense. These people don't know what they're doing. This is a really bad example. Bell peppers. Okay, that's better. What the heck? But these are all links to other things, and they're getting paid to put out links or something. But in the end, after this, so you have your 10 foods. Are you still struggling, or have you been following this and still struggling? Check out this supplement that will be great for you. Boom, and then put them in your funnel. Don't take cold traffic from Pinterest and then expect them to buy something. Give them some value first. Give them some kind of informational value first, and then ask a question. And you're going to lose some people throughout the entire post, but ask a question at the end of the people who are actually interested, and then throw them into your sales funnel. So when you think of the funnel, don't think of just, hey, I have a sales funnel for a one product affiliate thing that I have going on. No, think of your funnel as like, hey, cold traffic, huge audience, got them in, they're detailed, they're excited about losing weight, they read all the way through, and then they clicked on something because they're still struggling and they've been doing this. Now you have a warm lead to go into your sales funnel, as opposed to just taking all of your cold leads and saying, hey, buy the supplement. And the bonus is if they read through all of your blog post and then got to your funnel, they trust what you're saying because they read through it, all resonated with them because they kept reading. At no point in your post did they say, this person's full of it. And then they got down and they said, oh, they've got something for me? I'm going to check it out. And then again, sorry, a centralized group for information is what I'm trying to do on Facebook. So everything will be posted there when things go live, when videos get put out on YouTube, when the videos get put out on the website, which again, guys, I'm struggling to keep up with the website. I've got so many weird issues that I keep popping up with the membership area. And it's more important for me to be, I can post those anywhere, but it's more important for me to be here and getting content to you than it is to figuring out why my membership area isn't letting me post video content. Jeannie, I'm glad that you asked, and I'm glad that you like the explanation. Remember, when we're selling something, we're selling our expertise, or our trust, or our image. The product is secondary. I had someone ask me about a funnel and they're like, hey, how do I sell this product? I said, give something away for free. I said, I can't give anything away for free. It doesn't have to be a product. It could be information. You could sit down and have a 15-minute call with somebody. You can ask questions. You could do a survey, a questionnaire, and then give them back results that they probably were expecting. But by the time that you've given up effort, people are more likely to say yes when you sell something to them. But how many of you, and I'm not saying this in a good or bad way, how many of you have gone to a downtown area and saw people saying, can you spare some change? Can you spare some change? We just look past them a lot of times. Now, I'm not saying that you always do or that I always do. Sometimes we see somebody and they're like, oh my goodness, and you see their sign and it says, hey, I'm a struggling vet, I have PTSD, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh my God, I resonate with that. I am so sorry that you're in that. Here's some money. Do you want me to go get you some food? You know, when we have a story and we can have an emotional connection, we tend to say yes. When someone just asks for something without giving you that emotional connection, it's easy to turn off and say, no. So I do use really extreme results or examples sometimes, guys. So I could say sorry, not sorry. Those seem to really stick with you a little bit better. And it's not hyperbole either. So if you've ever gone to a downtown area, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's very sad to see, and it's something that, you know, hits really close to home for me. So I hate seeing it, but at the same time, there's no easy answers. So with that, hey, I'm gonna head out. If anyone has any questions for me, feel free, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook. Shoot, I'm just going to probably post my phone number. Shoot me a text message. I don't care. I'm in the US, so make sure it's +1, and that if you're international, let me know because I'm going to not text back. I don't care what it is. Find a way to get in touch with me. Ask your questions. Let me help you get better. We're going to do a call on Monday, and we're going to be talking about building out this content. So all this stuff I was talking about, all the off-page stuff, all the on-page stuff, we're going to be building that content out. So we're going to make our own good quality post for our website, and then we're going to make our own good quality product description. So stick with me. I'll see you Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. If anyone has any questions in the meantime, seriously, I'm not kidding. I will actually post up my phone number. Shoot me a text message. I will respond. Just tell me who you are first, because if I just start responding, you never know. But yeah, I will talk with everybody Monday. Thanks for showing up, guys.